covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now, coverage you can count on.
We're going to put a pause to our outpatient program.
A Redding rehab center is slashing key services. We show you what it means for those struggling with addiction.
Plus, the potential golden mussel mess. It's causing big waves for boaters. We'll tell you what you need to know before you head out to Lake Oroville.
But first.
And we just heard a gunshot, and I said, uh-oh. I have a bad feeling about this because of history of the property.
We have new information about the deadly officer-involved shooting in Butte County. We told you last night when a Butte County Sheriff's deputy shot a woman who they say pointed a rifle at them. They say they tried to save her life, but she died at the hospital.
And this happened along Butte Creek Island Road in Butte Creek Canyon. And Action News Now reporter Margot Rowe shows us where the investigation stands now.
We were aware when we pulled in, but there was literally 17, 18, maybe 20 Sheriff's Department vehicles and other law enforcement.
It was a loud gunshot about 2:45 or so. And I said, and then we heard sirens shortly after that.
The Butte County Sheriff's Office responded to a 911 call on Thursday after a report that a woman with a gun, now identified as Valerie Ann Cadwallader, was chasing a person on this Butte Creek Island property. Officers responded and tried to calm down Cadwallader. The Sheriff's Office says she pointed a gun at officers and asked them to shoot her.
We could see her out of our kitchen window, screaming at them. She was incoherent a lot of the time. They were trying to get her to come down. She didn't want to. She was threatening them. It's like, oh, crap. So it didn't seem to last that long. And then it was done.
This neighbor shared this photo of deputies in her driveway. I checked with District Attorney Mike Ramsey, and he confirmed what she told me. The deputy on the driver's side of the car in the photo is the one who shot the woman.
Personally, I've called 911 probably 35 times. And it's always for domestic disputes, for fighting, for animal control problems.
Neighbors revealed to me that this property has a history of problems, from violence, drug use, and code violations. And they say that Cadwallader had a history of being aggressive towards people. DA Mike Ramsey confirmed she has been arrested before. Neighbors tell me for the last 3 years, they've been trying to get the county involved to try to mitigate the activities that go on at this property. And now neighbors are hoping something can change so nothing like this will happen again.
You know, it's been an issue for a number of years. Hopefully this is the catalyst that gets the county excited about taking care of it.
Reporting in Butte County, I'm Margot Rowe for Action News Now.
Ramsey confirmed that the officer involved was placed on administrative leave, and the county's officer-involved shooting protocol team is investigating. Now, new developments. A child sex assault suspect faces a 20-year, 8-month sentence after pleading to felony charges in Shasta County. The Shasta County District Attorney's Office says Jacob Meiger pled to lewd act upon a child under 14 and contact with a minor for sexual offense. He also faces charges of resisting police and illegal possession of a gun after his high-profile arrest last month. Meiger will be back in court for sentencing on May 14th.
Caught on camera the moment a man allegedly pulled a gun on a CHP officer during a traffic stop on I-5 before being taken into custody. Take a look at the video you see right here. Now, eventually we're going to see somebody with a white shirt. Let's take a listen real quick.
Watch him pull an AR-15 on the highway patrol.
This is video recorded by Donald Vincent de Mercurio of the arrest that we reported Tuesday afternoon. Now, we just saw him again, the suspect, this person there with the white shirt on. This was near Mountain Gate in Shasta County. The CHP says that suspect pointed an AR-15 style weapon at the officer. Then the officer, you can see him starting to back up and getting some distance there. Well, later, officers stopped and arrested that suspect on Oasis Road in Redding. The Shasta County District Attorney's Office identified that man, the suspect, as Jeffrey Bembry. He's 39 years old and he's from Lake Shastina. He was arraigned yesterday on several charges, including assault with a semi-automatic firearm and on an officer, and fleeing from an officer while driving recklessly. He'll be back in court on May 20th to enter a plea.
A Redding outpatient facility that helps people recovering from alcohol and drug abuse will soon close its doors. This is along West Street in Reading. And Action News Now reporter Blake Mayfield is live in front of Empire Recovery Center. Blake, what does this mean for people currently enrolled in that program?
Yeah, Alan, for the nearly 45 people that are enrolled in the services here behind me at Empire on West Street, they'll be referred to other service providers. Empire's executive director told me that it's also part of a cost-cutting measure. Even though Empire serves more than 300 people annually, the decision to close the outpatient center comes after declining occupancy and retention rates have impacted the facility's financial status. According to executive director Art Zavia, the outpatient facility will return next year, but in a smaller setting. Their current building here on West Street is nearly 4,000 square feet in size. And because of this, along with the center wanting to put a focus on its withdrawal and residential treatment programs, Empire will be closing the outpatient facility later this spring.
We want this to be the very last program they go through, and we let them know that. And so we provide the service, we teach them, we walk them through this process, and then hopefully, like I said, this will be the last time that they'll need this kind of service.
Even though the outpatient facility is closing, Empire's main center on California Street in downtown Reading will remain open. Patients who are at the California Street location for withdrawal and residential treatment can stay for up to 90 days. And of course, Empire is always hoping for community donations, that is, through food, clothes, and any other kind of resource that the community would be willing to offer them during this time. Reporting live in Reading, I'm Blake Mayfield, Action News Now.
Thank you, Blake. Now, the Empire Recovery Center outpatient facility has been open on West Street for a decade.
We're learning more about the Department of Water Resources, DWR's plans to keep golden mussels right here from spreading to the Lake Oroville waterways. Action News Now reporter Nathan Espindula was at the Thermalito After Bay today and shows us what's planned and how some local boaters feel about it.
So I don't really think it's going to make much of an effect, but I can see what they were trying to do, but it's just not really a good effect. It's not really a good way to go about it.
Local boater Michael Moore was not happy when he showed up to the After Bay today and saw these barriers preventing boats from launching in certain areas. These barriers are here because the DWR is setting the stage to start boat inspections soon.
The reason, they want to make sure that the golden mussel does not make it to the lake or surrounding waterways. The very invasive species can attach themselves to boats, trailers, and even vehicles. If they get into the lake, the DWR says clogging pipes and competing with native fish for food are just a few potential problems. However, not everyone is happy with the barriers and planned boat inspections, especially with Memorial Day right around the corner.
I think that's the worst time to do it, personally. That's when that's probably where they make, some places can make more money too. It's a busy weekend, Everyone wants to be out on the lake. Worst time to do it, I feel like.
I've come out here before and used that entry to get my boat in the water, my grandpa's boat. And it was actually really useful because there was people here swimming and stuff over there too. And so now that it's blocked up and stuff, I think it's really going to just get really packed up and jammed up. Yeah.
Assemblymember James Gallagher had a conversation with the DWR and shared that kayaks and rafts will not need to pass inspection. It will only be for trailered boats. Gallagher also shared that there will likely be 3 inspection stations at Lake Oroville, one at the After Bay and another at the Forebay. Gallagher also mentioned that once a boat passes inspection, it will be cleared to launch and can be sealed, so it won't need to be inspected again next time it launches. In Thermalito, I'm Nathan Espindula for Action News Now.
To avoid inspection failure, the DWR recommends you clean off mud, dirt, and other debris from your watercraft, trailer, and equipment before arriving at the inspection station, and dry all water-containing areas, including on your trailer. Here's a live look over Lake Oroville on your Friday evening. Beautiful out there. I'm sure a lot of people will be headed to the lake this weekend.
Yeah, and there's all sorts of places perhaps this weekend.
Yeah.
Shasta Lake, we know there are crowds up there, Howie, and it sounds like it's going to be a good weekend, right?
Half the weekend for sure, Alan, and I'll further elaborate on that. Now, this was our hottest day of the year, May 1st, when we first hit 90 degrees and almost across the board, Paradise at 83. But today, we eclipse all of these temperatures area-wide. Paradise at 85 right now. So today is now the official hottest day of the year. But remember, this is going to continue to rewrite itself days and days and days. All right, here is what we have. So wind speeds on the light side. That's good. That's safe for fire weather. Now, humidity levels are on the lower side. That's not too good for fire weather. Overall, though, we're on the safe environment, especially with the soils still on the moist side. Now, we're going to be hot again tomorrow for Saturday, but as I was just talking to Alan and Haley a moment ago, we are going to see a cool down with an increase of winds. We'll talk all about that coming up in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Howie.
Well, take a look at this. One of 3 vegetation fires that CAL FIRE stopped between Gridley and Chico this afternoon, all near Skillen Lane. Officials say the fire broke out after a car crashed into a power pole, spreading flames to nearby vegetation. Now, they stopped it at just 2 acres, and nobody was hurt in the crash. But a couple hundred yards to the north, there was another roadside fire. The cause of this one is still under investigations. Officials say that they stopped the spread of that fire at about 30 acres and a third fire at a property just west of the area. But this one is nearly contained as well.
New at 6, the state launched a new AI-powered chatbot that shares wildfire resources in 70 languages.
You can find it on the CAL FIRE website. Governor Gavin Newsom says the tool is designed to help you in an emergency and give you more access to critical fire prevention resources. This includes defensible space guidance, home hardening strategies, and wildfire acreage information. You can try out the tool for yourself. Just head to our website and click on News Links.
Coming up new at 6, ready for the call, we show you the new recruits who are wildfire ready here at home.
Plus, free legal resources could be in jeopardy. We show you what's cooking to make sure the resource sticks around despite state budget deficit.